Welcome back everyone to Scavenging with Pineleaf, a series of tales, travels, and trifles. And today we will be traveling to pubs all throughout Ravadian because we are going to have a little pub crawl. And we are going to start at that wonderful inn, the Haunted Inn. Oh, fun. It's time to relax and grab a drink in the Haunted Inn. I would presume there is a drink somewhere around here. Unfortunately, there's no innkeeper because, well, it's a haunted inn. There are no innkeepers left. We just took over the building. But it seems to be in pretty good shape, I must say. It's in better shape than the one in Frogmorton, and also in better shape than the inn in the Lonelands, the Forsaken Inn. Alright. Of course, we've had all sorts of fun stuff here. We have these quest givers giving us quests to place like Danneglore, which, as you can see, I completely ignored. Hence the gray quest ring above them now. So yeah, I didn't do too much in the way of quests in this area. I did mainly the epic storyline around here. But that's the Forsaken Inn, the Haunted Inn I mean. So now then, let's head into a nicer place, and that's to go into Rohan. Or at least Stangard, which is close to Rohan. Here we are in the Stangard Tavern. Not much to remember around here. We did come back here in order to find Horn's harp before we started off on our adventure together. And here's our little drink. Alright, there we go. One tasty beverage. And this is also where we have our bulletin board, which is the usual reason I would come into here. So yes, not many things to remember from this particular location. But that is our inn in Stangard. So next we will head into Rohan proper, where we will head to Harwick. I remember even less about the Harwick Tavern than I do of the Tavern in Stangard, but have a drink anyway. There we go. That's 3 down. But we also need to remember that I don't remember coming in here all that much. Did I ever really come in here? Any reason? Now, it could be that there was someone outside that I might have spoken to or something like that, but coming inside this inn, I really don't recall a single quest that requires you to do so. Elthingos, though, is a completely different matter. We definitely have an adventure in here, for we buy a round of drinks for everybody during the epic storyline, while we're trying to find out if they have any information about the whereabouts of some Uruks. Actually, let me check down here. Yep. Well, I don't think I came into the tap room, though I presume that the tavern keeper did go in there in order to fetch all those drinks that I purchased. And of course I came up here in order to distribute said drinks. And that led to an instance, actually. So therefore we had an instance that started out in a tavern. Actually, I think you start out just outside the tavern for the instance, but you talk to someone here in order to set off the instance. So therefore this was more memorable than the ones in Stangard or in Harwick. And now let's head into Floodwind, which I'm pretty certain I haven't been to before. Really? Would you know that this is a tavern? All it says is door. Yes, we have some banners here, but no sign to indicate that this is a tavern of any sort. Well, we do have some barrels out here and a provisioner, so perhaps that's a little bit of a hint. But really, except for the fact that we have some people playing outside, I really see nothing here that tells me that this is an inn. It just says door. Let's go inside it. But inside, we do see that we are at the Tavern of Floodwind. So let's go around this fire and grab a little something to drink. I have a feeling I am not at my most sober at the moment. So what about my memories in this place? Well, obviously, nothing inside this tavern. But of course, we do have to come to Floodwind in order to speak with the Thane as usual, in order to go out and find out what the Easterlings are up to. And in the side stories, we do have the tricky thing of the Thane wanting to go out and create as much ruckus as possible, and his mother trying to rein him in so that he doesn't quickly get killed. But that takes care of Floodwind, so now it's time to head for Snowbourne. I do have a few more memories of this particular place. I know I visited it, that's for sure. The exact details I can't remember. Though of course Snowbourne is a hub, so I very definitely visited here in order to visit the task board. It also doesn't help that this particular place has a permanent quest ring as a result of that task board. So I keep on coming in here thinking that I need to come in here for a quest or something. Oh yes! Now I know why I come in here pretty often. The Forge Master's in here. And with the Forge Master in here, of course, always a reason to go here. But that is the Snowbourne Tavern. So next, on to Aldburg. While the Aldburg Tavern is properly marked, I really don't remember this one all that well. Now, of course, this is a town that has seen better days. The story is about how it is not exactly well maintained because I forgot what the person in charge is called or whatever, but the deputy thane, we'll say, is not fulfilling everything all that well, so therefore the workers aren't taking charge properly, so we have to set them out to right, and that leads us into other things. That's pretty much all there is about Aldburg. So let's then head into Beacon Watch. As for the Beacon Watch Tavern, this is a place where the memories are actually on the outside rather than on the inside, because there's little reason to come inside here, because the task board and also the quest givers are all on the outside. And anyway, the inn seems to be a little bit full right now, so I guess we would have trouble finding a place to sit anyway. But now we get to head to Woodhurst, where there are actually two taverns. The Woodhurst Tavern is a tavern we must enter on a couple of occasions while we're questing through Woodhurst. The plot takes us here at one point. I think we have to get some supplies here. We also have the quest where someone's offering protection and some of the merchants accept it, some of them don't. I think we have to come into the tavern for that one. And I think we also come here in searching for someone who is gone missing, when a retired soldier here. But I think we wind up being sent to the other tavern in town instead. The mud is a bit of a dive, as you can see some of the things that happen here. I wonder how long she's going to keep on kicking him, trying to get him away. He's probably too drunk to notice. Speaking of getting drunk, our last pint of ale. And we have to come here, well, certainly not to sit here and relax. If I wanted to relax in Woodhurst, I would probably come to the Woodhurst Tavern instead. But we do come here looking for some guards that have decided to quit and look through that area. And I also noticed that this is the only inn that I can recall that has hostile mobs. That tells you the type of place this is. Truly a dive. But that's it for travels to taverns in Rovanen. In our next episode, we'll have our trifles, creatures great and small, which means that this time it'll really be trifles. In our next episode of Scavenging with Pineleaf, a series of tales, travels, and trifles.